Salutations, Mysmafia. My name is Mysmak, and welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Have you ever heard a longer title of a game before? Because I haven't. We were originally set to play The Walking Dead Season 2. However, you guys have been showing so much love for FNAF. So we're starting off right where we left off in this creepy ass little main menu with absolutely no music, whatever. You guys might be hearing music, but I'm not. It's like a ghost town. But with that being said, we have two options. We can design pizza, or we can, Hi, it is voiceover Mysmak here to deliver the unfortunate news that during this recording, my microphone unfortunately did not pick up any of my commentary, which is not frustrating at all. Thankfully, the game itself is fine. I got all of the game audio, so all of the cutscenes and everything like that is going to be perfectly in place. But you are just going to have to deal with what looks like a very poorly dubbed episode of an anime, because instead of past Miz, you get me, future Miz, which is actually extremely in the future Miz, because I recorded this, 4 months ago? 5 months ago? Yeah, I recorded this a very long time ago, to the point where you see the length of my hair? Yeah, not that short anymore. In fact, it comes probably down nearly to the edge of the frame of the camera, which is insane. But I filmed this pretty much right before I went on my massive temporary impromptu hiatus. But in any case, we've started the game, so let's actually talk about the game for a hot minute, shall we? We have started with this little mini game where we have to design pizza and then shoot it at children. Listen, I don't know, okay? Scott Cawthorne, he's a weird guy. So don't expect any of this to make any sense. But in terms of my pizza design, I just want a classic pepperoni. I'm a huge pepperoni girl. Okay, very basic. Probably the most lukewarm, most freezing cold take I could possibly have for you today. And take a look, it's Shadow Freddy. I'm sure his name is not Shadow Freddy, and I'm sure people are going to get upset for me calling him that. So let me know in the comments what that little Shadow Freddy is called, so I don't have to make that mistake again. But in any case, this little mini game here sort of reminds me a lot of the Give Life, Give Gifts mini game from, I want to say it was Five Nights at Freddy's 2 when that one was introduced, which for those of you who don't recall, essentially you have the marionette, and the marionette hands out little presents, and then when the presents don't work, you hand out the animatronic heads, which then gives us Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, and Chica. And there you are, Circus baby. Hello, my baby girl. I love Circus baby. Isn't she just adorable? Look at her. Look, they even gave her more hair for her bangs.
Begin tape. Leaving dead space. 3, 2, 1. The purpose of this tape is to test automated response times and reactions from vintage interactive attractions following audio stimuli. If you are playing this tape, that means that not only have you been checking outside at the end of every shift, as you were instructed to do, but also that you have found something that meets the criteria of your special obligations under paragraph 4. Follow these instructions, document response times, then safely secure the space before leaving. Upon sealing the room, you are not to return. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. document results. Begin audio prompt in 3,
2, 1.
It's a new day. It's your time to shine. It's time to take your career into your own hands. You've saved money your whole life. Great. Now it's time to put all your eggs into one basket and take a huge gamble on your future. A gamble that comes with a 100% chance of success in some cases. What are we talking about? We're talking about becoming a Fazbear Entertainment franchisee. That's right, restaurant ownership and management. Something almost anyone can do with a limited degree of success. Sure, it's a lot of money to invest, but everyone's doing it. And that means it's safe and lucrative. With your initial investment, you'll receive everything you need to get started, including a small room, some tables, and electricity. But don't forget about the money you had left over after buying your franchise package. Use it to decorate, buy a stage, buy attractions and animatronics, and much, much more. Now, let's take a look at a few things that will help you get started as a Fazbear Entertainment franchisee, such as atmosphere. Making sure your establishment has an inviting atmosphere is essential to bringing in new customers. Entertainment. Having a lot of entertainment value in your restaurant will ensure that customers come back. Bonus revenue. Coin-operated games and attractions can generate additional revenue during the day, which means more money in your pocket, ready for reinvestment. Health and safety. There may be times when you purchase something of questionable quality, and we don't blame you. Cutting corners is just good business. But there are steps you can take to ensure you don't get sued for it, and that brings us to liability. Being a thrifty shopper is smart, but be aware that buying things on sale comes with a certain amount of risk. Aside from the daily risk of lawsuits, there's also the risk that something might be hiding inside whatever you just purchased with that steeply discounted price tag. Of course, that would only be a serious danger if there were something outside that's been trying to get in for months now, which we are not confirming to be the case. This concludes the amount of help we're legally obligated to provide. Remember, you are now the face of the newly rebranded Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Wear that smile with pride, and let's make some money. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for disappearance, death, or dismemberment.
And there you have it. We are officially a proud owner of a Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria restaurant, which, can I say, I was so excited when I found out that this would be the case. I mean, obviously, from the name of the game, I had a bit of an inkling that would be how this would all turn out. But when I was a kid, I was such a huge fan of a game called Diner Dash. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of Diner Dash, or if it's just something that sort of fizzled out of the gamosphere. But yeah, I was obsessed with it. You actually can't find it. I remember a few weeks ago, I went looking for it. I just simply could not find it anywhere. So if anyone knows where I can play that game again, I would forever be in your debt. But in any case, we have more cutscenes. So I'm gonna shop.
Let's see how much cash you had left over after purchasing your franchise package. Great, that should be more than enough. Now let's get started. On your left are your product catalogs. You can unlock more expensive catalogs by simply purchasing items for your pizzeria. Use the arrows in the bottom right of the item window to browse the products for each catalog. When you're finished shopping, click the button labeled Blueprint Mode to place your items. You can switch back and forth between Catalog Mode and Blueprint Mode as often as you like before opening your doors to the public. When you're ready to open your restaurant for business for the day, click the button labeled Finished in Blueprint Mode. Give it a try and do some shopping.
Ah, it's Helpy! Oh my god, I forgot about Helpy. He's so cute. Oh, I adore Helpy. He's my favorite. I think he might actually boot Foxy off the top spot of who my favorite animatronic is. I mean, look at him. Isn't he just so adorable? Oh my god. Oh, I have to stop. If I start gushing about Helpy, I'm not even gonna pay any attention. I'm just gonna be so focused on Helpy. Oh, but I would love to have like a little plushie or a little model of him. I think that would be so incredibly cool to own. But speaking of owning things, we have to purchase some things for our restaurant, which I have to say, I was thinking about this after I finished this recording. But if we own a Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, I get that we have to pay for, the decor and the tables and whatever else needs to go in there. But what is the point of owning a Freddy Fazbear's pizza if it doesn't come with a Freddy Fazbear? Is that not the whole point? Is that not the whole branding? Are there pizzerias out there that don't have any animatronics? And if so, are they as good as the ones that do? I thought it was so weird that they don't kind of give you a freebie. I mean, the closest you get is Bucket Bob. And, no disrespect to my man Bucket Bob, okay? Because Bucket Bob gets shit done. But it's just, it's a little peculiar that it doesn't come with a free Freddy Fazbear, but we do get a free Helpy. I mean, I guess maybe we could put Helpy on the stage. I mean, look at him work it. Yeah, we could definitely put Helpy on the stage. I think that would be good. So I spent a very, very long time trying to decide what to buy. I've kind of cut forward to where I have started buying stuff, but to be honest, I think I cut out about like 5 minutes worth of footage because I just am the most indecisive bitch alive. And we got Bucket Bob. Check it. The man, the myth, the legend himself. We got Bucket Bob. Although, did we really need to spend $10 on Bucket Bob? I feel like I could have built Bucket Bob for free with things that I find in a back alley, okay? I just don't think spending $10 on Bucket Bob was necessary. But in saying that, look at him. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe I should have spent $500 on Bucket Bob, okay? Because he is worth it. But also, he's kind of not worth it. And here we have our first minigame where we have to get Helpy into that box of balls. I wish there was a more eloquent way to put it, but it's not. And I am summoning all of my Dead by Daylight skill check skills, and nice. Oh, I'm still so proud of myself for that. I got so excited, and I have secondhand excitement. Oh, here we go. Do I get it? Yes, I got it again. Oh, I'm so good. Because after today, I literally never land this again. Like, I got it my first time playing this game, and then every single time I played this minigame since, did not land a single time, okay? So let me have this excitement, and let me have this secondhand excitement. Now, is this the one where I finally miss? Look how focused I am. Nope, because I'm just too good. Too good, too damn good, okay? Hand me my medal, I'm just too good. Oh, beautiful. And I made it all the way to the end. And we scored that $100. There it is. And then I do the stupid thing and I opened the damn sponsorship offer. I wish I hadn't, okay? I really, really wish I hadn't. But I'm greedy, okay? I'm greedy. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't realize that accepting sponsorships would have consequences. I thought it would just make my restaurant look a little ugly, or I'd lose some, aesthetic points. But no, there are in fact consequences, and I'm not going to spoil them for you, especially if you've never seen the game before. But, there are consequences. And this is just one of those moments where I wish I could just go back and just grab my past self, because... oh my god. I did spend quite a fair bit customizing the restaurant. I did end up getting a couple more games, but you'll have an opportunity to see these games down the line. For now, let's get to the juice of the game, shall we?
Your restaurant is now officially open. Awesome. That doesn't mean your job is finished, however. You have a lot of work to do while patrons eat their pizza in the other room. From your terminal, you have supplies to buy, papers to print, and repairs to make. Once you've taken care of all the items on your to-do list, you can log off for the day and get out of there. Money for supplies and repairs comes out of petty cash, so don't worry about it coming out of your pocket. We've got you covered. The only money you have to worry about is if you choose to upgrade any of the equipment in your office. Now, onto other matters. Something to be aware of is that the ventilation system and your terminal are pretty loud, and may prevent you from hearing things in adjoining air vents. That won't be a problem if there is nothing in the vents. However, If you feel that something might be in the vents, you have a few tools at your disposal to protect yourself. You can shut off your terminal and the ventilation system at any time to decrease the amount of attention you are drawing to yourself. Also, shining your light directly into a vent will most likely prevent anything from jumping out. You also have 3 tools available from the terminal itself. There is a motion detector, an audio decoy, and a secondary ventilation unit. Keep in mind, however, that you can only have one of these active at any given time. Now get to it. Simply log off when you've completed your tasks for the day, and you can go get some coffee.
And there you have it, baby. We are officially up to night 1, which, as is in any Five Nights at Freddy's game, was fairly easy. It was a bit of a breeze. I did admittedly have a little bit of a hard time trying to learn and understand sort of the power dynamics as well as the repair system. I think eventually I did get it this night, if not the next night. But yeah, it took me a hot minute to realize that I have to actually be doing these tasks. And yeah, there we go. See, your girl's figured it out. She's got it. The night honestly went by super quickly. I don't even think we really encountered any animatronics this night, which again is classic Five Nights at Freddy's playthrough. So yeah, everything went by super easy. I really got to have a good feel for how the computer works and how sort of the ordering and the maintenance and the repair works. I think if I could say anything to anyone who is playing this game for the first time, pay attention to how long these things take, because eventually that is going to come into play where you're going to have to figure out, okay, I need to be off the computer for as short as possible, and therefore I'm going to pick one of the shorter tasks. So yeah, try and figure out what takes a long time and what doesn't take a long time would be my number 1 piece of advice. And the vent system. Now this took me a very long time to figure it out, because obviously in the first night you don't even really see any animatronics. Okay, so I've cut forward a little bit ahead here because, again, night 1 was super breezy, so a lot of it is just me looking back and forth between these 2 vents. But I wanted to show you the printer because listen to that bad boy. How frustrating is that? And you have to print the posters, you have to print the menus. It's, yeah, a very long process with this printer. I think... Honestly, no, I take it back. It's not the worst thing you have to do. The worst thing you have to do is the maintenance and the repairs, because they just take such a damn long time. And if you lose your progress, you have to start all the way from the beginning again. So the printer, not actually that bad. Aside from the noise, not actually that bad. And oh, you know what? That just reminded me, the temperature. That is something that is new that I've never seen before in a Five Nights at Freddy's game, where if you look in the bottom right hand corner, do you see that little 60 degrees thing there? Yeah, you have to actually keep track of the temperature of the room you're in, because if it gets too hot, you literally just keel over and die. Which I would love to know what these degrees are in Celsius, because I don't speak Fahrenheit, so it'd be good to have sort of an understanding of how hot it actually is. But yeah, you have to keep track of the temperature, so you can't have the computer constantly going, you can't have the printer constantly going, but you kind of need these things in order to protect yourself. So I thought that that was really cool. I think I definitely prefer it over the power system. I think it's a lot more eloquent, or elegant I should say, than the power system. Not to say that the power system was bad. I mean, it makes the most logical sense. If there's no powers, you can't shut the doors, although wouldn't the doors automatically shut if there was? I don't know. Okay, I'm not an expert, but I think I do prefer the temperature system. I think it adds a little bit more urgency to making sure that everything is taken care of. Overall, there was no animatronics. Everything went off without a hitch, and I'm gonna zip.
Great job. It looks like you're getting the hang of this. Now let's just focus on getting you through your first week. There's a big party here Saturday, and you should view that day as your ultimate test. Make it through Saturday, and you will have proven yourself as the successful entrepreneur that we all know you can be.
Congratulations on completing your first day. However, your job isn't over just yet. There is another aspect to your end-of-day routine, and that is inspecting and salvaging any animatronics found in the alley outside the back door. Things are found here quite often. And while we aren't sure why, what we do know is that they can be used for parts, which can mean a much-needed revenue boost before starting your next day. Of course, as with everything else in this line of work, those benefits come with risk. The safest thing to do is to throw it back outside, but then you get no money for the salvage. Choose to keep it, and you run the risk of certain negative consequences, namely death, should the item in question not be as docile as it first appeared. If you do decide to try to salvage it, then you must complete the maintenance checklist. During this testing phase, check on the animatronic frequently. If you feel that it is becoming unstable, use the taser provided to you. You can use it 3 times without damaging the hardware. Every use over 3, however, will decrease the item's salvage value. Before you is an animatronic found in the back alley. We are unsure of its origins. It is your job to complete the maintenance checklist before claiming it as salvage. Or, if you choose to, you can throw it back into the alley where you found it and forfeit payment. Please make your choice now.
This was definitely a hard call to make. Back then, I didn't really understand what it meant to salvage it, so I was more focused on that dollar value in the corner rather than the potential consequences. But as you're about to see, I'm about to find out what those consequences are.
You have chosen to proceed with the maintenance checklist. Remember, use your company-issued taser to return the animatronic to a neutral state if you feel that it's becoming unstable or aggressive. You can only use it 3 times before it begins to damage the animatronic and decrease its value. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results.
Look at my face. I'm so devastated. No. I will be brutally honest with you. This is probably one of the only times I attempted a salvage. Once I sort of realized that by doing the salvages, you are inviting unwanted forces into the restaurant, I just opted not to do them, which I know, that's the coward's way out. Ms., come on now, do it for the content. But I'm glad I did, because the more unwanted forces you have, the harder the game gets. And when we get to night 5, oh my god, I don't want to go too into it because I don't want to ruin the experience, but just to give you an idea, if I were to list the top 5 games on this channel that has made me like rage, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator takes the number 1 spot. But shh, that's spoilers, okay? I'm not going to give you any more than that, so stop asking for spoilers because you're not going to get any. And here we go. I'm going to kind of zoom through this bit because there's not too much going on when I'm purchasing things, but I'll show you some of the cool stuff we get. Alright, so first and foremost, I did buy a couple of little decorative items, and here we go. Here we go. My little stupid head was like, yeah, let's get more sponsorships because that's gonna work out really well. And look, it's basically free money. We get $500. There's obviously no consequences and we are just being given the free money, obviously. And And then, of course, we obviously get my brother in Christ, Mr. Candy Cadet. Look at him. He's so cool. I absolutely adore him. But let's check out what he does.
I am a candy cadet. Come get your candy here. I have candy all day, every day. Candy, candy, candy. Return to Candy Cadet again, and maybe I will tell you a story.
I don't know about you guys, but that was the hardest minigame I've ever had to play. Okay, I was sweating. I was stressing. I had to move my arm a whole 2 inches to press that space bar, but we did it. We made it to the end. And I do wonder if Candy Cadet actually does tell you a story. I would bet it's probably some super rare event where he tells you some really messed up story. Because I played this 6 months ago, I can't remember if I ended up getting his story or not. But if he does, please let me know in the comments, because I would absolutely love a refresher on that front. And then we get the duck game. I loved this minigame. I love a little bit of chance. So yeah, to say that I played a lot of this, and what a good pull right out of the gate. Nice one, Miz. But yeah, to say I played this one quite a fair bit is definitely an understatement. Okay, listen, I like to play the odds, and right now the odds are definitely stacked up against me. Come on, pull one more, Miz. You got this. Look at me. I'm on like a whole speech. I really wish I knew what I was saying, because I look like I'm getting really invested in this. I don't know what I could possibly be talking about. There really isn't much to it other than just picking up the damn ducks, but clearly this is life or death. This is very important. But come on, Miz. And I mean, I didn't make out too bad. I still got over 1,000. Beyond those 2 games, I honestly didn't really purchase that much, like play-wise. As you can see, I did get a lot of decorations and a lot of aesthetic stuff, so the restaurant is looking very, very beautiful. But yeah, other than that, there were no more games, unfortunately. Which is why we are just going to go ahead and skip straight into night 2, baby, where things did definitely pick up a little bit. Because, dun dun dun, we actually see some animatronics. See it's on the screen. You can see it. We actually ran into some animatronics. So, very exciting. I hope you guys are excited as I am to see the first animatronic we come across. I think it could potentially be the animatronic we failed to salvage. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you choose to salvage an animatronic and you fail the salvage, it still counts as you salvaging it, doesn't it? Like, you still get the animatronic sort of climbing around in events the next day, which kind of sucks, because if you failed to salvage, you'd think, oh, I'm just going to throw it back into the alleyway. But no, not only do we not get any money, but we get all the concept. Oh my god. That gives me trauma. So yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen and thems, is the cost of purchasing sponsorships. Not too bad right now, but you know, when you got things in right in the next door, or where you're in the middle of a damn repair and it decides, you know what, I'm gonna undo it. I'm gonna undo everything. Yeah, no, that was great. That didn't upset me at all, actually. I'm actually a very well-adjusted person. Did you hear that? There was something in the vents there. Ooh, it's very, very quiet, but you can kind of hear the shuffling in the vents, the beginning of the happening. Ooh. This is much better. This is way better than actually being there and playing the game. I feel much safer. But yeah, I think I sent him on a wild goose chase, so I don't think he's coming back. Oh, there it is. I was wondering where the second one was. I'm so locked in. Because with Five Nights at Freddy's, you really do have to focus. I think people shit on it a lot because it's like, all you do is check camera and check doorway and therefore easy. It's not. Okay, anyone who thinks that, I implore you, play this game. Play this game. Please, 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 please play this game, because you will find that that could not be further from the truth. Game probably will send me into therapy, let's be real. I will be charging Scott Cawthorne for my therapy bills after this experience. And here you go. You're about to witness the most important part of any FNAF game. Ready? Ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. Here it is. Wait. Okay. I love it so much. I love pooping their little snoots. Oh. I look pissed. I got so mad. Now I see the appeal. I would sit there and I'd play these games and I'd be like, why do you guys like watching this torture? Now I get it. Now I understand. I popped us pretty much right back in the middle of night 2, because as I said, night 1 tends to be easy, night 2 also tends to be easy. Yes, I know I just got my ass handed to me, but that's more of a Mysmak being an idiot problem than it is night 2 being hard. Okay, that one was a user error. But yeah, night 2 tends to get by fairly quickly and with little interaction from the animatronics, especially because the animatronics sort of build up as you go. So the more nights you spend, the more animatronics you'll get, especially if you salvage or not. Which, yeah, you'll see. Maybe I salvaged, maybe I didn't. Maybe I've already spoiled it by accident, because now I think about it, I feel like I definitely have. One thing I will say this game does really, really well is silence. Because when that computer comes off, that fan comes off, that silence that you're just sort of left with is really cutting. It does a really great job of building the atmosphere. So I am a huge fan of that, because yeah, as I said, like when everything comes off, like you can just feel it. You know, you can feel the air around you get thicker. Speaking of, for those of you who are new here, which by the way, oh my god, we're like 35 minutes in, so thank you so much for sticking around. But for those of you who are new here, this is not normally how I do things. I don't normally do a voiceover like this. Normally, Little Miss in the top left-hand corner is providing the commentary, and you know, she's actually pretty funny or whatever. But yeah, this episode, as I said at the start, my microphone, which is crazy. Like, there's just no way that I didn't realize my microphone was off. So there must have been some problem with the way it was like set up in my recording software. That's the only thing I can think of, which, by the way, happy to announce, I did actually check the next recording. Next recording is perfect, fine. So we will be back to regularly scheduled programming next week. But you know, it's not a bad thing that the first episode is a bit podcasty, because it means I get to sit down and talk to you about everything I like and everything that the game does well without having to worry about whether or not Freddy's sniffing my ass. Oh my god, I look so done. It's only night 2 and I look so done.
Before you is an animatronic found in the back alley. We are unsure of its origins. It is your job to complete the maintenance checklist before claiming it as salvage. Or, if you choose to, you can throw it back into the alley where you found it and forfeit payment. Please make your choice now. You have chosen to proceed with the maintenance checklist. Remember, use your company-issued taser to return the animatronic to a neutral state if you feel that it's becoming unstable or aggressive. You can only use it 3 times before it begins to damage the animatronic and decrease its value. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio. Prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. You have completed the maintenance checklist and may proceed with the salvage. Well done. End tape.
What a deceptive calling. I knew it was a lie the moment I heard it, obviously, but it is intriguing nonetheless.
We did it! We got a salvage and we made so much bank! And we did the first 2 nights of this game. So, yeah, huge haul, massive haul. Look at that. And no new lawsuits. We love that. I do just have to advise that this recording is getting closer to the end. Now, I know that we're only at 40 minutes and normally I would chuck on the beginning of the next recording so we could get that sweet, sweet hour. However, with this being a voiceover sort of episode vibe, I really don't want a recording with actual commentary to get buried under this voiceover. I'd rather give it its own space to breathe. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, honestly, in this scene, I don't really do much, and I think I kind of have to redo it all at the beginning of next time anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and end it off for today. Thank you so much for sitting here with me. I know that today's video was super unconventional, so if you made it all the way to the end, you are an absolute legend and a champion, and I love and adore you so much. Not that I don't enjoy recording these fun little... No, please don't. Anyway. As I was saying, thank you for sticking around to the end. I love you. I adore you. We will be back to regularly scheduled programming next week, so it will be just your average video with average commentary. But yeah, until next time, my name is Mysmak, and bye-bye! Thank you so much to this month's top supporters, Tali, It's Halsey, and Mayasocool.